our next segment, we're going to talk about silence. Some of us find ourselves not speaking out what is inside us. We try to hide it and try to be invisible. I'm a coach to Sharon. Welcome back again. I want to ask you, when the silence stop being a shield from protection and start becoming a prison?
It actually becomes a prison when you don't actually, when you start feeling pain instead of self, another could criticize. The way you speak to yourself becomes different. That is when it becomes a prison. When your voice is gone, not physically gone, when you cannot be able to speak out your thoughts, your emotions to other people, that is when silence becomes a prison.
Okay. So some of us use that silence as a shield of hiding. Like you want to hide from your past trauma, you want to hide from your past mistakes. So how do we move from those hiding places?
It's actually speaking to people that matter. For example, if you feel like I went through childhood trauma, for example, hypothetically, you would speak to a psychologist, and that would help you to decompress or rather understand the scope of what happened to you and to what magnitude it happened to you. But by speaking to people that matter, you tend to open up and actually know. But the way si pepe yangu napitianga hizi vitu, kuna watu wengine wamepitia even more worse than I have. Kuna watu wengine wamezipitia before me, and kuna watu wengine watazipitia even after you. So the only thing that we able to do is speak to people that matter and try to understand why it happened to you, how you can be able to move past it, and that will be able to caution.
Sure. Some people ask themselves, mbona nifanye ile kitu? Nikifanya watafikiria aje ama acha hata nisifanye. If they find yourself, you want to do something, you come and overthink, unapata tu kufanya hiyo kitu. How do we move from that?
If there is one thing I will stand by, is one thing. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because you know what? There is nothing on the other side of fear. What is every time you find yourself at a point where you feel like people watakujudge na kile utafanya, kile utasema. Imagine jiulize, what is the worst that can happen? Okay, nitakuja hapa ni dance alafu hakuna, nitakuja hapa niimbe alafu hakuna, nitaenda hapa siku moja na kamera yangu ni record service nzima na ni post. Nini ita happen? Hakuna, nitakuja niambie nani opinion yangu by the way actually unajua badala ya kuweka service ya first service na second service kwanza. Imagine ukijaribu kuweka service kwanza asubuhi, you have given out an opinion. They don't have to take action on it, but you voiced out your opinion, which could actually work. It actually draw more people. You could actually be like, instead of us being in a group where we only talk about what is going on around us, why don't you come here? We said like Tuesday, we can set it for a day for people to talk about what they actually do and sell what they actually have. Be like today, I do videography. If there is anyone who is in need of my skills, I can be able to offer them at this particular rate. Because what is the worst that can happen? Nothing.
That's amazing. Like for a young person who's the environment has taught him or her that silence is survival. That you have to keep quiet to survive. You don't have to speak for you to survive. You know? How do they safely begin to test the volume of their voice today?
Me, I feel like people confuse two things. Silence and knowing when to talk. Those are very two different things. You can be silent because you're in a particular place or you don't have anything to say. Sawa. But there's a difference between silence and knowing when to speak and when not to speak. So it starts with you actually practicing it. For you to be able to overcome the fear of not being able to speak out and not thinking about what other person will say. Just do it. And do it now. See, careful. Now, procrastination is another thing that comes in when you start to practice things. You tell yourself, by the way, action nitaongelesha watu watano in the work of place and try to interact with them. And then kisha kifika like, acha nifanye next week. Even I still go like, acha niende date 1. It's when you set our resolution for the beginning of the year, same January, right? You pay like, but hii mwaka, nataka ni lose 5 kgs. Nataka ni save 50k. Nataka hii mwaka nijipeleke at least vacation moja. Nisienda mbali, niende tu Mombasa. And then, when the year begins, unajamea nitaanza date 1. Wallahi nitaanza date 1. Date 1 ikifika, you be like, nitaanza kesho, ndio nianze Monday. you will actually not do anything. Start now. Be like, maybe I need to know how to talk to people. Try and practice small talk with people. Ukifika hapo kwa gate, unasalimia the security there, the watchman there. Be like, hey, yaje? Inakama tulisoma na wewe primary school. Akamwambia, wewe wacha. Tulisoma na primary school. Wewe umesomea gani? Nikamwambia, nilisomea St. Peter's. Hapana, mimi sikusomea St. Peter's, nilisomea Migori primary school. Nikamwambia, nimechelewa kidogo. Nizenda nyende mstari za kuandika sasa. Nizenda nyende mtu sasa kile tumesoda. Small talk. Try to engage with people. When you actually start practicing other people pole pole, hata mtu aduka wame, sasa habari yako leo, na economy unaiona aje sahi? And then they open up to you. Pole pole tu will si lazima ikuwe mtu mkubwa. Watu tunaonyesha hapo class. Ela class rep mwambie bete, I will not be able to attend class. Kesho unaweza nisaidiaje? Small talk. And then we start talking to other people pole pole, mtu wa duka, mtu wa kiosk, mtu wa kushonea nguo, wa viatu, watchman. You start to gain the confidence. You start to be more relaxed. You start to get the vibe. And then when it comes to actually speaking to other people and feeling you're open enough to talk to other people, unapata bedaye, mi si mtu silent, sit siziongea, ni practice tu kidogo hapa na pale, and then you start to get in line, and you get over the fear of doing it. And now, after you get over the fear of doing it, you start to be consistent. When you continue, consistency will beat talent any day, anytime. Any day, anytime. Trust me, you can bet on this. Consistency will beat talent every day, every time. Bet me. You can actually be less qualified, but the more practice you put into it, the more knowledge you get into it, the more techniques you get to understand about it. For example, I want to become a videographer. It's not my talent, but I can be like, hey, by the way, every Saturday, I'll be going to a particular place. I'll try and record. I'll try and take pictures and try and test out new lenses, new techniques of editing. But the person who believes I have the talent to do this will not practice. But who is being consistent, trying to get knowledge towards this particular thing that you're not actually good at, you'll actually beat this person. Not because you have more talent, not because you have different cameras, but actually you put in consistency to actually achieve it. So when you be consistent, stop procrastinating and actually practice, you get to the result more faster than other people. Yes, that's how I would put it.
You had her. Anybody in our crowd that have questions on silence, this is a platform that we talk, we engage. So it's there behind the cameras, our audience, our viewers. Feel free to ask any questions. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have a question on this. There are some people who chose to be silent because they chose silence because maybe at one time or in their life, someone has some trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a childhood trauma or something that happened when they were youthful or kind of a thing. And now, because of that thing, they develop some low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
So such a person feels like I am not worth. Maybe, for instance, they said about a videographer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thinks or she thinks, even if I can speak out what I do best,
Mm-hmm.
no one will listen to me. Why? Because there is a story, past story.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the kind of a trauma that is affecting that person.
Mm-hmm.
How can such a person deal with the situation of being silent?
Out of external factors. Okay. Actually, the best way is to talk to people that are good in it, like a psychologist, right? I know somebody there, ni expensive, ni. But imagine, what is it? Red Cross has teletherapy, which is actually free when you dial it. You call and say, I want to speak to somebody, a psychologist, and wait autism. It's actually free. There are also churches who have brought up a place or a psychologist in their church and as a set day, like for example, Saturday. If you have anything you need to speak about, you come and see that particular person. When you speak to people that matter, you tend to open up and try to share this particular experience. And because they have the informed decision, or the helping you, they will actually help you. But the other thing, the practical thing that you can be able to do to overcome that fear of silence is talking to the mirror. Talking to a mirror, be like, practice a single thing. Be like, my name is Sharon. Today is on Monday. Today is on Saturday, the 24th. The 21st of February. Be like, my name is Sharon. Today is on the 21st of February, 2026. Today I am going to speak to people. Today I am going to achieve a certain goal. And I am lovable. I am admirable. I am confident. And I believe I can do this. In your mirror, every single day, speak to your mirror, speak to your mirror, speak to your mirror. When you get to speak to your mirror and see your reflection and see how you conduct yourself, how you speak to yourself, you tend to overcome the fear of being silent. Pole pole. But then again, you need to stop to think about other people's. You don't know who's in the midst of the people you're speaking your skills to. There could be a CEO sitting there, but you in your culture, you're thinking, how will these people help me? How ataniunaje? Hapa nanya naweza liberate kadi yangu. You don't actually know other people's potential, other people's capacity. But if you speak yourself to other people, even if the person in front of you cannot be able to help you, they would actually recommend you to other people. So speak out. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Doesn't matter who you're speaking it to. Learn to speak to other people. Imagine the more unaongelesha watu wengine, the more unabeshte yako hapa, mtu mwingine pale, mtu mwingine hivyo, unaendelea ukiona. Hata you won't even realize it. Natumia hata kwambia, baby, nasikizi you're more confident. Nasikizi unaongea. Nasikizi si kama kitambo. Ulikuwa umenyamaza sana. That is how you get over the fear. Speak to people that matter. You can practice it on your mirror every day. Try to speak to your mirror. You can be able to actually talk to 1, 2, 3 persons here and there and try to overcome it. Try and get help. Try and get help. Your friend will not have the capacity to help you in regards to your trauma because you'll be also trauma dumping on them. But imagine you can get help through a psychologist in your church, teletherapy, institutions that actually put up the structures to actually help people like you. Because you're not the only person who's going through this particular thing. Yes. Another question or clarification, I guess.
I have a question. There is those people who always say that I'm introverts. They don't want to engage themselves to certain activities, or they don't want to engage themselves maybe to discussions because in themselves they believe that they are introvert. So you find that person won't speak out or speak up, or maybe they are going maybe they have a certain issue. At the end of the day, you find that person had gone through maybe depression or stress all of days because they already believe that they are introvert. How can you maybe help someone when you always say, yeah, I'm introvert, I can't do it? You know, maybe they are facing a certain category, they can't go to like the way you have said. Speaking to those people that matters helps a lot. But to themselves, they know to themselves they believe that they have their own solutions. But you can't. Maybe help someone with the outside, like to be guided.
Okay. How I would put this is I would say, no man is an island. Let's start from there. Let us all come from heaven and touch grass here. No man is an island. And there's one thing I tend to believe is that God will help people who help themselves. Right? You can be in your cocoon in your house and believe you're self-sufficient and you actually don't need other people. But imagine you need these people. You need other people to grow. What I would recommend is 1, try and engage in activities. Try and get out of your comfort zone. Right? It cannot inaweza kuwa tu si elaborate, si at concerts, nini. But it can just be friendly and family like, hey, by the way, let's go for a walk. By the way, actually, be having a team building activity. Let's go for it. Let us go and try it. It doesn't mean you have to be the best, but you're trying to be in other people's spaces and trying to be around other people's energies, right? You can be you can be introverted, but you can also be in activities that actually bring you out of your cocoon. And you try, the more you speak to, the more you can be around other people, not necessarily speaking, but being around other people, it removes that fear. You start to get comfortable around people. You find yourself starting to engage with other people that you don't know. Pole too. And then now, small steps towards being around other people, you find that the fear is going a bit down. You're not as introverted as you were. Say tumeanza kuwa introverted, but tumeanza kuwa more comfortable around other people and actually engaging in activities. Because you know what? Ukiwa kwa nyumba, naye atajua wewe unakuwaga videographer when you're in your house. Now that you have claimed to be introverted and self-sufficient, who will know? Nobody will know. Naye atajua umesomea HR ukiwa kwa nyumba. Hakuna. Now that you have a business where you sell groceries when you're in the house, nobody will know. But when you're trying to, because, for example, I have a kibanda and I sell groceries, sindio, be like, and it's out here, and I don't talk to people, I am introverted. How will these people know that I have a business? How would they know? They wouldn't know. But when I come here and engage with other people, be like, the way I need to cook supper by sun, but then nakwanga na kibanda. Unataka kugali leo nikuuzie mboga. They know but also every time I need something that is grocery based, like potatoes, sukuma wiki, carrots, whatever, I'll be like, hello Sharon, nahitaji sukuma, unaweza kati hapo napitia. That is how you get out of your cocoon, by trying to engage and being comfortable around other people. Yes. Mm-hmm. What about those people who have issue of trusting? Trusting? Yeah. Trusting. I would say trust is earned. Maybe they were betrayed by their close friends. Mm-hmm. You find that someone is not ready to get help because they feel like, okay, if I open up to this person, will he end up betraying me? Or they feel like it will happen the same again and again. Yes. I feel trust, let me say, when I say trust is earned, trust doesn't come one time. It comes in small things, small steps. Because if I was to trust Cheryl here, it would come from, by the way, when I speak to Cheryl about this particular thing, and I tell her, don't disclose this to somebody else, she doesn't disclose. When I tell I'm applying for this opportunity, what do you think about it? She gives me the advice. She doesn't tell other people, but she's more conversant with me. Tells me, but then you can try this. Maybe you can put your CV like this. The more you interact with other people, the more you get engaged with them, the more you understand, you try and engage this person who they are, the more you become more trusting with them. But when somebody comes and does one thing to you, and then you automatically trust them. You trust them with your house. You trust them with your kids. Trust them with, be more careful. Try and get to know people fast before you place your trust on them. Let them earn your trust first. And let not one experience spoil experiences for other people. It could be this one particular person here on a shit when it comes to, you cannot be able to trust them. But doesn't mean that these other 100 people, you cannot be able to trust them. You can trust them. It's just that you got one bad experience. And you learned your lesson. You learned that you cannot be too trusting to other people. Try and let people earn your trust. Pole. Not all of a sudden. Not because they did one thing. Trust is earned slowly. Mm-hmm. Question? Behind the
So a question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about what Rosie asked before about continuing survival on the side of herself. Actually, very serious. I was a very bad person.
Uh-huh.
But one thing just made us something that you need someone to challenge.
Uh-huh.
So I was challenged by the person. Actually, I've been in this church since 2022. And, since 2022, since I've been in Noah in uni, I was talking to Noah. I was just spending each other the morning and working hours in the afternoon, like the race. So at some point, my pastor saw me and it's like, I think I've been seeing it for some time, but he did not to interact with people. And then she started to get out of my comfort zone and of the room. So she started embracing me. So in the process, my confidence grew. Right now, like I can talk to people. I wasn't talking to anyone. Actually, I was in a position that we could interact today. And tomorrow, I'll just see you in America. Not today. But in the process, upon getting some like own challenges me, and at a point we could be walking to them to my pastor, and she's like, just say hi to that person. On the process, I found myself opening up, okay, changing everyone, and I started practicing it as you outside item, and it helped me a lot. So I want to say that you just have to be comfortable, get out of your comfort zone, of your comfort zone, and look. And practice it until it gets great to be part of.
There's something people used to say is that practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
But I believe practice makes you confident. Because if for example, in this setup, and I be like, I'm said introverted, and like, it actually comes to trying. You'll be like, today I will greet 2 people, not more, not less. 2 people. Be like, hello, my name is actually Sharon. I fellowship here, and you? I'm Shell. I also fellowship here. Nice to meet you as well, teacher. Just that small step. It doesn't have to be elaborate. As you know, you're coming to praise and worship. Now you are in every group. No, greeting as people here and there. The next time they tell me, you need to come to our acting practices at Saturday. Come and just see. If you don't practice, just come and look and just see how it goes. And you come in now, you meet other 10 people. Now this people, this time you can actually come here. You can actually come here, and then you will say one line in that acting session. They'll be like, I'm acting, for them it will be like, and here she comes. That's it. Now people hug you, your one line. It's okay. Next time they'll tell you, by the way, you need to be Mary Mother of Jesus in this particular session. And now you have 2 lines, 3 lines, and then now it becomes to grow slowly. It just started with you saying hi to one person. It went you to one other person to recommending you to a particular group. Now you're in an acting class. Now you're saying 3 words. Now you're saying 1 line. Now it's a paragraph. Now you have a solo verse, and now you're becoming more comfortable with other people. It just starts with 1 step. Yeah, 1 step.
Any questions again?
To me, as you have said, like you interact with people so that you can understand them and know where you fit. Sometimes there is these people, maybe ako sawa na kuinteract na watu, anafanya kila kitu, but when it comes to himself or herself, easy personal things like kama childhood trauma, that person is not able to share with them. But ana interaction na kila mtu vizuri, anafanya mambo yake vizuri, but when it comes to behind the walls, that person is breaking. Na ana ile the courage to open up to people. But akikuja kwa social life, that person is okay, but akiingia kwa nyumba yake, for example, mali ako peke yake, anaweza lia like, anaanza kuremember the things that has been happening to him or herself, about the family, how the family wanambeba and all those things. And that person cannot open up. How can you?
I feel like apart from talking to people that matter and trying to find somebody you can actually talk to, I think there's another thing that more practicable that you can be able to. I feel you can be able to journal. Journal means you can have a book that you write your feelings there, raw as they are. Apple to on a daily. If you cannot be able to speak to people, write it out. When you write it out, be like, dear Sharon, I know today you felt embarrassed about talking to Shell, but it's the fear of you being silenced by what other people said about you before. But you can do this again. You're speaking out your feelings to that journal. It doesn't have to be. If you don't have the courage, if you don't have to stand up, if you don't, you cannot be able to sum up your confidence to come and approach Christine there, tell her, by the way, you know, every time I go home, I feel like what I've gone through come back to me again. And I feel the same emotions. You can be able to just journal it out. Put it on writing. Put it on writing. I think it's in the book of Habakkuk 2, if I'm not wrong. Being able to write your vision, your emotions. Put it on paper. Writing it out actually helps. When you're writing it out and feeling the emotions as you write it, raw as they are, actually helps you to be a little bit lighter. Even if it wouldn't go all at the same time, you become a little bit lighter when you're expressing yourself.
Yeah. That was a very good point, Sharon. And we are coming to the last statement of our second segment. What's your point of advice the last time was about this?
Don't let other people silence you. Don't let your bad experiences silence you. Don't let other people define you. You're entitled to your own opinions, your own thoughts, your vision, your character, your everything. You are a unique person as you are. There is no other person as you. So feel the fear, do it anyway, go beyond the walls. Because when you actually talk to other people, you get more opportunities. You get to know other people that matter. You get to interact with other people that you didn't know. You get to overcome your fear as a person. You get to build your character, your vision as your person. You get to achieve the goals that you had for yourself. And that is what builds you. It doesn't have to be cocoon. It doesn't have to be what other people did. You are a unique person as you are. You have a unique experience, a unique curve to what life will bring you to. And you have to grow. You have to sum up the confidence to build yourself step by step.
That marks the end of our segment 2. Let's meet on another segment. Thank you.